Hey folks, Mikey from Rockin' K, and we are in the workshop this week. So, we are going to make some more Christmas decorations because we don't have enough. So, that's coming up. All right, so we started Christmas decorations, as you know, lights and stuff out front. Mama wants some more stuff. So, let's see what we can do. I have this plexiglass, or acrylic, whatever you want to call it, and it is extra scraps that we had laying around. So I'm going to turn this into something neat. I think it. I've been thinking about it and I've been playing it in my head. So let's try to make something cool. All right, folks. So I took that acrylic or that plexiglass and I went ahead and I cut 4 squares. These 4 squares are about 26 centimeters. It's just a random size I chose. So now I'm going to take all the second material off. And now you can see the actual plexiglass. So it's nothing but plain plexiglass. And next what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into something cool. So I have vinyl, and this is a adhesive vinyl that you can get, and a lot of places like maybe your Michaels or your other craft stores, if they carry Cert Cut, they're going to have this vinyl. If you have a friend that has a Cert Cut, they'll have this vinyl. So all it is literally is sticky vinyl. You could probably get away with using some other material, shelf liner, or even a paint if you want. If you so choose. That might be a little tricky, but I think that would work. So first, what we're going to do is I'm going to cut some strips out of this. So I'm going to put my square on it. And some other stuff on it because it wants to roll up, right? So, and then what I'm going to do is draw a couple lines on the backing because it's a lot easier to see it on the backing. So we'll draw a line there, and yeah, we'll go about there. And then I'll just carry that the rest of the way up. Now you can do whatever you want, folks. This is the lovely thing about new and fresh ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this with a pair of scissors. If you have a straight edge and a razor knife, you can do that as well. But I am on the wife's table, and I don't think she wants me going crazy with a razor knife on this table. Although I do have some cutting mats and such. We'll forego that, and we'll just use the good old scissors. Just cut along the line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to make another one the same size. And I'm going to do this a total of 5 times. So we'll set that aside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's one for each of my acrylic panels. So what you need to do is get yourself a paper towel or a rag, which I'm going to go for, and wipe off your plexiglass. Make sure it's really, really clean. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these 5 strips, and we're going to put it right in the center. We're going to try to get it right up the center. And the nice thing about the plexiglass is it's clear, so we'll be able to just kind of get these all lined up and get them all good. So I am going to peel the first one. Go right about center. And just rub it onto the plexiglass. You're not gonna, it's you can strive for perfection, but I would temper that with some common sense, because you're not going to get everything perfect. I try, but... And we'll cut the ends. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one up here, because I kind of want to make sure that on the next one I'm straight in line. So I'm going to just peel off the one side of the plexi. I'm going to put this up here even with that one, just like that. I'm going to take another one of my strips, and just make sure I'm even with the strip on above on the other box, and put that on there. Now what I'm going to do, set that there. Then I'm actually going to slide it up underneath the camera there where you won't see it, because I need to make one more in this straight line. So we'll go ahead and slide it to there. Grab another piece of the plexiglass, remove one side of the protective coating, and I'm going to line it up with this one here. And we'll peel this off. And this time I'm going to make sure that I use as much of the material as possible. So now I'm going to bring this over to here, and I'm going to cut this piece off. And then, now that I have that, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to actually put it right here. So I'm going to go about halfway. I'm going to put it right there. So we'll trim that one up. Now I have another direction to go in. So I'm going to put those two together. I'm going to turn this way, get this all nice and stuck down. Take another one of these and set it right here. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. Grab another one of these. Oh, there we are. And we're going to put that on the same way we put the other one, where we just about use 100% of it, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off right here. And now I am going to put that right here. So try to make it nice and straight off the other side. I don't know if you're starting to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so now we got that one, and we need one more. So we'll peel the protective coating. Now we're going to go off of this side right here. Like so. And somewhere here is one last piece of, there it is, of the red. Now we're going to put it right in line with that one, like so. Oop. And then we'll trim that up. Now, hopefully you figured out where we're going with this and what we're doing. Because if you look, now we have 5 squares that all kind of line up like so. Just like that. Right? So we got a big X. Okay, now I have another color of vinyl that I'm going to use, and I'm going to cover all the areas that I haven't covered yet. So now the easiest way to do this is to try to line up the edge of the vinyl, but you're still going to want to do a little bit of an overlap so that you can cut it and kind of clean off so you have a nice clean line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack this all up. And I'm going to have to clean each one as I go. But we'll start out with one of these straight lines. And take this paper towel and make sure that all of this, so I got all this mess from plexiglass, from the cutting. Now I have this other color vinyl, which we get it open. This is some really old vinyl, so I'm gonna take the first lap off of it because it's probably sun damaged. And then I have to get my trusty razor blade and we'll start putting the other color on. So this is going to be pretty easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it off for a little bit. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-cut it, just because it could be a bit of a pain. So we'll pre-cut it, and what we'll do is we'll strip it off, and be careful not to get it stuck to itself. Then we'll go ahead and we'll put it right along the red. You can overlap it just a little bit, and get it all nice and flat on your acrylic. If you get little air bubbles and stuff, it's going to be all right. They're really not going to show. But you could go ahead behind and go ahead and pop them. But if you take and you look, you can see there's just this edge right here where I'm running my nail. And now what I'll do is I'll take my razor knife and just gently score it right along that run. And you want to be very, very careful and kind of methodical. Oop. And now if you just steer off of it, you should be able to peel it back like that. Oop. Come on. Of course, when you're doing it on the camera, it wants to be difficult, but now you can peel it right back along the cut line and get usually a really nice line that you don't have to worry about. Just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my razor knife and cut around the edges. And then what you can do is once you get your first piece of scrap stuck together, you can just start stacking it up. So I'll cut from the back side. Ooh, this stuff is really dry. You see how brittle that is? As we get more into the roll, it won't be as brittle. But wow. I've been in Germany for a while. With that said, I bought this material when I was running my business in Tucson. So you can see why it's kind of brittle and kind of old. The lovely thing is all the scrap will stick to itself. And then we'll just clean it up. Anything that doesn't really clean up well, if you wrap it around the edges, it'll actually help make the project look a little better. All right, so now we got that half done. Now I'm gonna do the same on this half. So I'll cut a piece of material. Sometimes peeling this is a lot of fun. Come on. Oop. I had it. There it is. Oop. All right. So now we'll do this edge. And like I said, I'm just going to overlap it a little bit. Get it on there smooth. And then run my fingernail up against that edge so I can find it, just like that. And now I'll run my knife in that edge. Right there, and just carefully let it run. Got to turn it to afford a better angle. I because I need a long run on the knife. Let's see. There it is. And just follow your edge. And let's see if we can peel it from this side. Oh, thought we had it. We'll go with this big side here. Oh, come on. So what I end up doing is peeling it away. And there it is. And just peel it down your cut line. Like so. And then we'll trim up the panel this way. Now I will repeat that on the other 4 panels. And hopefully you guys got it figured out what I'm trying to make. If not, you'll figure it out in a couple minutes when I show you how we're gonna put this all together. So we'll be back. So now you should be able to tell what I'm making. And we're gonna make a light box that is actually a Christmas present. So now what needs to be done is this box just needs to be stuck together. The way I'm gonna do that is I'm going to use silicone or hot glue. I haven't decided, I'm in the process right now. But what I am gonna do is tape this box up with masking tape to make it a box so that I can go ahead and run the silicone and the glue around the inside. So give me a minute and we'll be right back. So now that I got my box all taped up, I'm going to run silicone up the insides and around the edges, kind of like a fish tank. Then I can flip it over and pull all the tape off. So we'll get that done, and yeah, we'll be back. All right, folks, so we are about done with this project. So there is a little bit of clear tape on it while all the glue sets up, and so it doesn't fall apart on me. But that is a plexiglass box. So now you know what it looks like and what it is becoming. And now we have one more step. So we'll be back. So we got a little bit more done. And so this will go out front and it will light up. So I think it's neat. We still have to do the permanent wiring and everything like that. And we're going to get it out front, but we'll make it a little darker, kind of like it is outside. So I think that's neat. So we have a little Christmas present lit up that we're going to put underneath that Christmas tree that we put out front. So this is just one method of doing it. There are other ways, and while I'm going to do other ways, and this was just my first go around at this project. It looks neat. If it kind of bleaches out because of the way the lighting is. Let me turn this light on. But I used vinyl. I used material that I had. Not everybody has vinyl laying around. I had that. This is just plexiglass that was laying around. I literally cut boxes out of it, squares out of it, taped it up, run some hot glue around it and some silicone. And yeah, we ended up with a nice Christmas present to sit underneath our Christmas tree out front. Now I just got to hope somebody doesn't try to make off with a present. But I think it's neat. So I hope you do too. But that's going to look pretty cool out in front of the tree. So that's that. It was a fun little project. I brought you along the way. Hey, if you like it, subscribe. But if you're thinking about family, if you're thinking about friends, give them a WhatsApp or a WhatsApp. You'd love to hear from them. And until the next one, auf Wiedersehen.